Alhamdulillah, do you still remember what's the verse that we are still talking about? This is, yes, Surah Al-Furqan, almost the last quality. And we talked about two of the things, or two of the qualities that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had mentioned in one verse. It's the dua of those people when they ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and they say, oh Allah, grant for us a righteous or from our spouses, from our children, the coolness to our eyes. And then the last part is وَجَعَلْنَا لِلْمُتَّقِينَ إِمَامًا. And oh Allah, make us as imams for al-muttaqeen, for those who have the taqwa of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And of course, it's a very profound statement. And we said yesterday, one of the great things that you as a Muslim, you want to make in your dua, do not make a specific dua about a specific thing. Yes, you can still, but do not make it as your habit. If you want to make a dua, make it a comprehensive dua. Like you memorize, Alhamdulillah, رَبَّنَا آتِنَا وَفِي الْآخِرَةِ حَسَنَةً وَقِنَا عذاب النار. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة. Oh Allah, give us the goodness of this dunya and the goodness of the hereafter. You see, that's a very comprehensive dua. And the same, they ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and they say, oh Allah, give us or let us have the coolness to our eyes through our spouse, through our children, and make us as imams for the righteous servants. You can keep it now, and inshallah we can make it for Aisha. Yeah, inshallah. And make us as leaders for al-muttaqeen. And I just wanted to use that term. وَجَعَلْنَا لِلْمُتَّقِينَ إِمَامًا. But now, let me ask you, what is the best translation for the word taqwa? Do you have one word? You see, mashallah, he's mashallah. He's a good student of knowledge, mashallah. The consciousness of Allah. This is almost, we will not say 100% accurate, because we do not have in English a word can exclusively tell us the whole meaning of taqwa, because we have lots of meanings for taqwa. And also, the taqwa can be in every aspect in our life. And you know what? When we talk about taqwa, what's the literal meaning of taqwa? The linguistic meaning of taqwa? To be protected. Yes, exactly. To save yourself, to be protected. So what about you, Dr. Yusuf? Okay. So you see, you are winning on the recitation for the Quran. He's winning in the rest of the lectures. Okay. So now, like the righteous people, the righteous servants, those who have taqwa of Allah, that's the linguistic meaning. But what's the technical meaning for taqwa? Taqwa, listen to those definitions. I will tell you a couple of definitions. They said, when you fulfill the commands of Allah and stay away from the prohibition, that is taqwa. That is taqwa. When they said, when you fulfill 4 things, you will achieve taqwa: to have the consciousness of Allah and to apply what is mentioned in the revelation of the Quran. And when you be content the little that Allah had given you, and when you prepare yourself for the departure on the day of judgment or on the day that you are going to die. If you fulfill those, that means you achieved taqwa. And the third definition, we have at least 16, 17 definitions for taqwa. I will give you the third one just to save some of the time for the rest of the topic. One of the great companions, Ubay ibn Ka'b, wanted to explain taqwa one day. So he said, can you explain taqwa? Tell me what is taqwa? He said, did you walk before in a road which has thorns, which has like little hawks, little thorns? He said, yes. He said, so what you do? What do you do if you have a road and it has, holes, it has hawks, it has thorns? He said, I will grab my cloth a little bit and try to avoid the thorns. He said, this is the taqwa. This is the taqwa. And they said, a poem, خلي الذنوب كبيرها وصغيرها ذاك التقى واصنع كماش فوق أرض الشوك يحذر ما يرى. Means, abandon the minor sins and major sins and stay away from troubles and walk on this life like somebody who is avoiding thorns on the road. That is the real taqwa. The real taqwa is to have Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in your heart and to fear anyone, to fear no one except Allah's punishment. Allah's punishment. So those people, the servants of the most merciful, they do not ask Allah to be amongst the muttaqeen. Why I give you the definition? So now you can picture this in your mind, what they are asking. They do not want even to be muttaqeen. They want to be leaders for al-muttaqeen. Allahu Akbar. They want to be imams for those who have taqwa. I told you, in the Quran, specifically, Allah said, I am with. Inna Allah ma'a. With. What the scholar said, ma'iyyatullah. To have Allah with you. Only in the Quran, Allah mentions 3 categories. Allah with them. Allah with the people of sabr. Sabrin. Inna Allah ma'a. Okay. The second one, those people who have taqwa. Allah with them. And the third one, Wallahu ma'a al-muhsinin. Ma'a al-muhsinin. Allah with those who have ihsan in their iman or in their relationship with Allah. What is ihsan? Is to worship Allah as you can see Him. And if you cannot see Him, be sure that He sees you. So that's the word ihsan. So Allah said, they will say, oh Allah, make us leaders for those who have taqwa. So what sense that dua gives you? What's the theme? What is the point that you understand about the character of those people? They are not satisfied with the little of iman. Right? Wow. And they do not want even to be Muslims? No. They do not want to be believers? No. They do not want to be muttaqeen, muhsinin? No. They do not want to be muttaqeen? No. They want to be leaders, examples, chiefs of al-muttaqeen. Allahu Akbar. وَجَعَلْنَا لِلْمُتَّقِينَ إِمَامًا. Let those people who have the consciousness of Allah, let them look at us as their examples, as their leaders. That's a high level. That's a great level. But that's in their dua. Maybe you might have a Muslim who spends his life and he dies even without saying this dua at least once. Once. You might have a Muslim who came to this dunya, who hold the Quran, read the Quran, and he never said that even once. You do not know. Maybe Allah will answer your dua. وَجَعَلْنَا لِلْمُتَّقِينَ إِمَامًا. Oh Allah, make us leaders for those who have the consciousness of you. That's al-muttaqeen. But let me explain the word imam. Imam here in the United States, known as a religious leader, Muslim leader for a community, right? And it is a, like quote unquote, it's a position or a job. But in reality, it is not. It is not a job. In reality, in its definition, in Islam, in the Sharia, it is not a job. We do not have like Christianity, pastor. We do not have like Judaism. They have the rabbi. In Islam, that it's not a job. It's a sacred mission. It's not a job. And also, it's a way of life. It is a certain qualifications to be an imam. But linguistically, anyone is leading a group, he will take that title, imam. Even they were group in masjid or group in another place where they disobey Allah. That's linguistically. So, you know the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he said about the seven, that those people will be taken under the shade of the throne of Allah. Who is the first one? What the hadith said? Like, no, Imamun Adil, a just, fair ruler. Imam. So in linguistically, if you have a Khalifa, if you have a ruler, someone is governing a country, a president, in Islam you call him Imam. A just ruler, Imam, that's linguistically. So that's why they say Imamuna, our Imam, our ruler, our president. But nowadays, people started to know that the word Imam is the religious leader. But also, if anyone other than the religious leader can be the Imam. Like if you are visiting a brother and they chose one of them to lead the Salah, what they call him? Imam. He's Imam for Salah. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, and this verse, wallahi, is a verse that we think like everyone should think of. Allah said, يَوْمَ نَدْعُو كُلَّ أُنَاسٍ بِإِمَامِهِمْ. On the day of judgment, Allah will call each group with their Imam. Okay? It's a generic word, a generic statement. Their Imam. As an Imam, yes, Allahu Akbar, Sayyidina Ibrahim, that's also one of his titles, Imam. But Allah said each group on the day of judgment will be called according to their Imam, by the name of their Imam. So where is the group of Imam? So and so. Where is the group of Imam? So and so. So, and the scholar said, فَإِنْ كَانَ إِمَامًا فِي الْخَيْرِ قَادَهُمْ إِلَى الْخَيْرِ. And if he was their Imam in the goodness, he will lead them to the goodness. He will lead them to Jannah. And if he was their Imam in the bad actions, in the bid'ah, you know, there are, astaghfirullah, lots of Imams. They know that they are committing bid'ah. And they know very well in some actions, some ibadah, that they are not following the Quran and the Sunnah. And they have ilm. But because they do not want to lose their audience, their people, because he want to keep his position. If he started to say, no, that's bid'ah, that's not pleasing Allah, they might kick him out. And you know what? So he chooses to keep silent, or at least to lead them in the bid'ah. On the day of judgment, he will be their Imam. He will be their Imam too. And the problem is, astaghfirullah, there's a hadith. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, the first 3 people will be taken to the hellfire. You know this hadith, right? The first one, the one who fought in the battlefield. Why did you fight? I fought for your sake, oh Allah. Allah will say, you are a liar. You fought for showing off. Take him to the hellfire. The second one, a generous person who gives sadaqah. Why did you give? Oh Allah, I gave for your sake. Allah would say, no, you are a liar. You gave because you wanted them to say you are a generous person. You are Kareem. You are Jawad. And they said, now you took your part in the dunya. In the hereafter, you have nothing. And the third one, a knowledgeable person. So why did you give? Why did you convey the message? Why did you teach them? Allah, I taught them for your sake. Allah will say, no, you are a liar. You taught them because you wanted them to say alim, to say a scholar, to say a knowledgeable person. That person, Allah will say to the angels, take him to the hellfire. Yes. Why? Because he wasn't sincere in his da'wah. And people used to call him Imam. But the problem is, when you spread bid'ah in a place, like imagine if I came to this masjid, then I started, you know what, let's do that, let's do that, let's do that, and I created the bid'ah by myself. And then I stayed in this masjid like 5, 6, 7 years. Then, okay, Assalamu alaikum, I'm traveling back. And this bid'ah continued. 20 years, 50 years. Who will take the sin? Who will bear the sin? Me. So I might die, and I'm in my grave, taking all the sins because I spread something wrong. Because it's a responsibility. That's why you do not know what we are doing when we prepare lecture. It's a responsibility. It's not easy. Like imagine you're giving lecture every day except Monday, for example. Okay? And if you said 5 years, 300 and like at least 350 days or 40 days, 300. And now 5 years, 1,500 lectures. Okay? Imagine every day you want to pay. You do not take it from your own mind and okay, whatever the hadith that you remember here, you say it. No. You know, sometimes if I remember the hadith while I'm driving, coming here to the masjid, if I do not have the time to check this hadith and double check by myself to be sure that it's authentic hadith, I wouldn't say it. Even if I'm 70% like sure that this hadith authentic, I wouldn't say it. Why? Because it's a responsibility. When you open your mouth and say, Qala Rasulullah, when you say, the Prophet said, if he did not say, and you just said a statement and related that statement to the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, you are in trouble. Why? Because the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said in the authentic hadith, he said, Man kadhaba alayya muta'ammidan فَلْيَتَبَوَّأْ مَقْعَدَهُ مِنَ النَّارِ. Whoever intentionally said a statement that I did not say, let him know that his place in the hellfire is reserved. It is booked for him. Even he does not want to wait to the day of judgment to see the final decision. No, it's already reserved for him while he's still in the dunya. So that's why Allah said, يَوْمَ نَدْعُ كُلَّ أُنَاسٍ بِإِمَامِهِمْ. On the day of judgment, Allah will call each group with their imam. You could be an imam. You could be an imam to your group, to your family members, to your wife, to your children. And you know what? Every group will be called by their imam. And then when they gather all the groups, they will be called by the name of what? Their prophet. Right? Their prophet. So now you gathered? Yes. You are related to the prophet whom? Noah. We are the people of Prophet Musa. We are the followers of Rasulullah Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And you know what? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, we are the last of the nations. But on the day of judgment, we will be called first. And not only this, we will be witnessed on all the previous nations. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam will be the witness for all of the previous nations and their prophets and the messengers. So again, وَجَعَلْنَا لِلْمُتَّقِينَ إِمَامًا. May Allah make us amongst those people. Allahumma ameen. Ya Rabbil Alameen. To be an example, not for the regular Muslim, not for just the believer, for the muttaqeen. The muttaqeen will see you as an example for them. Could you imagine that maybe one day we could reach to that level? Say inshallah. That's why we make this dua. You know, you have to be optimistic always. Think positive about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَجَعَلْنَا لِلْمُتَّقِينَ إِمَامًا. May Allah make us amongst those people. Finally, Allah said, after all these qualities, Allah said, أُولَٰئِكَ يُجْزَوْنَ الْغُرْفَةَ. They will go to a certain rank in Jannah, a higher rank in Jannah, a special place for Jannah. You know, the angels of Allah, when the gates of Jannah will be opened, they will make some announcements. Do you know that? Okay, we will be standing before Allah and the angels will say, where are the people of Sabr? They will come and they will let them enter Jannah. Then they will call, أين المتحابون في جلال الله? Where those who are loving each other for the sake of Allah? They will stand up and they will enter Jannah. Where are the people of fasting? Go through the gate of Rayyan. Where are the people of Amana? Go to the special place. Then they will say, where are the servants of Ar-Rahman? Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. So if you missed Sabirin, if you missed to be from those who memorized the Quran, if you missed any of those groups, do not miss the servants of the Most Merciful. You have a wide gate. Now you have 12 lectures to tell you about their qualities. If you cannot do this, do that. If you cannot do that, do this. Like, get something and stick with. Get something and practice. Get something, yes, of course, if you did all of them, that's great. But at least get something and perfect that quality. May Allah grant us Jannatul Firdaus. May Allah gather us with the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Jazakumullahu khairan. Barakallahu li wa lakum fil Quran al-Azim. ونفعني وإياكم بما فيه من آيات والذكر الحكيم. هذا وصلى اللهم وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. جزاكم الله خيرا. بارك الله فيكم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.